Let me quickly talk to you about EIN Only Business Loans from big banks. We're going to do a comparative analysis in today's conversation of Chase, PNC, KeyBank, and Capital One. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great and blessed as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about EIN Only Business Loans from big banks, and we are going to compare and contrast business loans offered by Chase, PNC, KeyBank, and Capital One. Let's start with Chase. So when you think about Chase, you have a large constellation of financing options. And you have term loans, you have draw loans, you have advised lines, okay? Term loans mean you have fixed and variable rate options. Draw loans, you have draw periods up to 12 months followed by a fully amortizing repayment term. This can be a business line of credit or it could be just a traditional draw loan. And in some cases, you might have an advised line. So this is a pre-approved period that allows you to make purchases for up to 12 months. Okay, you can lock in rates and terms at the time each purchase is made. So this is important. So when you think about Chase, their business loans, their EIN only business loans have loan amount that start at $10,000 and go all the way to $10 million. Again, the higher the amount, the higher the requirements, the stricter the requirements. You can have 100% financing plus up to 10% in soft cost when we're speaking about equipment financing. And you have terms as long as 7 years or up to 75% of the equipment's estimated useful life. Again, this is for equipment financing. But if you're just looking for a regular business loan, you might go for 7 years, okay? And you can have fixed or variable rates, okay? And you have the traditional business loans, but you also have what they call the small business loans. So here we are speaking about amounts that are smaller, okay? So a Chase business term loan for small businesses can help you buy capital goods and equipment or consolidate debts or get the cash you need to take care of suppliers to buy inventory. And here you have loans from $5,000 and up. You have fixed and adjustable rates. You have flexible terms from 12 to 84 months, and you have fixed monthly payments. Okay, this is really good. So when you think about Chase in terms of EIN only business loans, I want you to think about two categories. You have the traditional term loans for equipment financing, for inventory, for collateral in general, and you can have and so that's one category. And the second one is the small business loan, and this are the loan amounts we're talking about, $5,000 all the way to $10 million. Number two, PNC. So when we think about PNC, here is another solid bank that gives you a great loan. They are very generous in their loan program. Okay, so you can get an unsecured business loan, and you can actually borrow from $20,000 and $100,000. Okay, and the application process is very simple. We love that, and PNC has really done a great job lately at streamlining the application process, and they also have done a great job, in our view, at streamlining the decisioning process. Okay, no collateral is required. We're talking about $20,000 to $100,000. You have easy funds access, and you have convenient repayment terms. So this is really good. Now the tenor of this loan is 6 years. Okay, you have a fixed maturity date of up to 6 years. That's the maximum. And in terms of the payments, you need to have a business checking accounts with PNC, because the monthly principal and interest payments are automatically deducted from your PNC business checking accounts. Very, very important. And the thing here is that if you want to apply, you can apply online. They have so once you have an account with PNC, you can actually use their secure application portal to basically apply online. You can also apply by phone. If you choose this route, you don't need to be a PNC customer, okay? You just need to call 1-800-762-5684. 1-800-762-5884. 5684, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can speak to someone, okay? You can also actually apply at a branch. You can apply with in person at a branch. So one thing you need to understand is that PNC is very simple in terms of their application process. Just make sure you have the regular. Once you talk to someone, they will explain to you what you need. But at a minimum, you need to have your EIN. You need to have your company financials, your business legal name, the street address, the phone number, email address, all the basics that you need, okay? And in some cases, they might want a personal guarantee from at least one owner, especially if you're looking for higher amounts. Let's say you want to get a business loan for $75,000 or $90,000. They might ask, even though the loan is unsecured, you might have to pledge some collateral. It depends. They do this on a case-by-case basis. So this is for the unsecured loan, and PNC also offers a secure loan amount. And the features of that loan are similar to the unsecured one. The only difference is that you are collateralizing the loan, okay? So the loan amounts here goes from $100,000 to $3 million. It makes sense because this is your money, okay? You have loan terms up to 7 years, and you can collateral required can be a variety of machinery, equipment, or other non-real estate business assets. I want to talk to you about KeyBank. Folks, we are still having a comparative analysis of EIN Only Business Loans from big national banks. And today we have 4 banks that we are taking care of. And I've talked to you about Chase Business Loans, PNC Business Loans. Now let's talk about KeyBanks. So with KeyBanks, you have business term loans that actually go from, in terms of tenor, that go from 12 to 84 months. So you have 1 year to 7 years. This is really good. In terms of the loan amounts, they are very, very, very generous. $10,000 to $500,000. Wonderful. And folks, we are speaking here about an unsecured business loan, okay? So you can use the cash to buy equipment or property, consolidate debts, or increase capital, okay? You can also hire staff, whatever you need to do with the money, you can do that. And in terms of the minimum monthly payments, it varies. The payment is calculated based on the loan amount, the rates, the term, and the structure. This is why you have to actually contact someone contact a KeyBank banker to discuss the details, okay? But we love the fact that with this loan, you have several features that are in the loan. You can finance equipment purchases with interest-only draw periods that automatically converts outstanding amounts to term loans. You have up to 100% financing that may be available for equipment or machinery. You have options for both secured and unsecured loans. You have competitive fixed and adjustable interest rates. And we love the fact that you can basically set up automatic payment deduction that allows you to actually have a worry-free banking relationship with KeyBank, okay? Obviously, you need to have an account with them. You need to have a business checking account with them. It's important to establish an MPR with the bank, a multi-product relationship with the bank, very important. And if you have more information, you can contact them. So they have a good contact us page, and you can also talk to someone over the phone. You can also apply for this business loan at a branch. Our preference is to go to a branch if you live in the vicinity of one, and just have a conversation with a banker. That way you can explain everything about your business to the banker, and the KeyBank the loan rep will be able to explain to you how their products can fit your situation. So this is important. And one thing I need to say also is that please remember that the loan amount that you get at the end depends on your business's performance, the location, and also the cash flows that you currently have, the cash inflows and outflows. Now let's talk about Capital One. So with Capital One, you have also a large loan amounts, even though the process is a little more convoluted. So here you have loans, business loans from $10,000 to $10 million. Of course, we are speaking about EIN only business loans, but you can also apply for these loans without EIN, okay? In other words, you can choose to go the non-EIN road. So you need to contact a Capital One banker. So with Capital One, they're just doing things like they used to do things back in the days. It's very old school. So they don't have an online application process, you're going to have to contact the banker. Now, I'm not saying this is bad or this is good. I'm just saying this is how Capital One this is how they choose to do things. Okay, whether you like it or you don't like it, that's what it is. So with them, there is actually no loan information on the website. It was very opaque while we were doing research for this show, and we contacted Capital One. They just didn't give us further information. So it's if you're interested, you need to contact the banker. That's the bottom line. So they have business installment loans that gives you a manageable way to cover costs. If you need to consolidate debt or you want to expand, you basically can contact Capital One. Okay. They also provide you with specialized lending. If you are in an industry where you need specialized lending from a Capital One, that's fine. Also, they have solutions to meet your business needs. So they basically come up with different kinds of loans to actually meet your business needs. All right, let's just say it that way. But you need to talk to a banker. You need to contact someone. They have all kinds of loans there. They have loans. They have a low rate discount. They have non-revolving lines of credit. They have business term loans. They have all kinds of loans. Okay. And in terms of if you want to qualify for a Capital One business loan, you need to be in business for at least 2 years. So your business must be at least 2 years old, and you need to have or open a business checking accounts with Capital One. And once you have that, you benefit from automatic payments. You can set up those payments. You have banker access. You have a dedicated business banker to support your individual needs, and you have flexible lending. Okay, so they have flexible terms and structure to help you to figure out your right payment schedule. So this is something you need to think about. And so I've said before, besides the line of credit, beside the business loans, you also have a business line of credit with Capital One. Okay, so this is what it is. And again, you're going to have to talk to a banker. Actually, they don't call bankers at Capital One. They call them ambassadors. They're branch ambassadors. So you just need to talk to them. And again, here we are speaking about loan sizes that go from $10,000 all the way to $5 million or $10 million, depending on the size of your business. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. So I just gave you a comparative analysis of EIN Only Business Loans offered by 4 traditional national banks. Okay, so we had PNC, we had Chase, we had KeyBank, and then we also had, I just gave you Capital One. So let's just have a quick conversation let's talk about money. The whole thing here is to get a business loan, right? But you gotta first know the business loan requirements. Before you actually talk to one of those banks, you need to know the business loan requirements. So most banks, including the 4 that I have covered in today's conversation, will ask for time in business, minimum 6 months. They will take a look at your personal credit score, your business credit score. Okay, have you thought about those? This is important. I want you to do me a favor right now. I want you to take notes so that you can basically improve those scores, personal credit score and business credit score. The bank will want to pay attention to your annual business revenue and profits. This is important for them. Minimum 5,000. This is the minimum. Again, we are speaking here about gross revenue, okay, not net income. They will probably want to pay attention to your bank statements, to your personal and business tax returns, okay. If you are a business, you need to have your 1065 or 1120S or 1120C ready, because the bank will want to reconcile your 1040 at the individual level to your 1065 or 1120S or C. Now, if you are a sole proprietorship, the bank will pay attention to your Schedule C. Okay, you need to also think about the loan purpose. So if you want to get a business loan from a big national bank, make sure that you have a solid purpose for the loan. You need to have a clear idea of the desired loan amounts. You need to have a business plan, important. You need to talk about the industry. You need to pay attention to the entity type. You need to have business licenses and permits. Again, here I'm just giving you a rundown of very basic requirements, because the bank will ask for this. Banks are in the business of mitigating risk. And for them, it's important that you have all the I would say all the criteria ready before they even start looking at your file. Have your EIN, have a proof of collateral if needed, have a solid balance sheet. In some cases, they might want you to have a copy of your commercial lease, disclosures of other debts that you have, your accounts receivable and accounts payable aging. Okay, they want to have more information about the ownership of the business and affiliations if needed, and legal contracts and agreement. Before I speak further, please check out our loan evaluation approach. We do have a rigorous method on this show when it comes to analyzing, reviewing, and categorizing business loans. So now let's talk about the decision here. So EIN only business loans from big national banks, Chase versus PNC versus KeyBank versus Capital One. Which one to pick? Big decision time. Big decision time. Well, our answer is it depends. It depends on where you are, where your business is currently. Okay, I want you to talk to me about your company's financial, the financial statements. Okay, so we're speaking here about your balance sheet, your income statement, your statement of cash flows, and your statement of owner's equity. Are those statements lethargic or they are vibrant? In other words, are they healthy or non-healthy? Do you have an MPR with any of those four banks? Talk to me about that. A multi-product relationship. And the multi-product relationship that we're talking about covers deposit accounts. We're not speaking about debt accounts. We're not speaking about liability accounts. We are speaking about asset accounts, okay? And think about the loan purpose. Some banks are stricter when it comes to the use of loan proceeds than others. So you really want to pay attention to that, okay? Have a clear idea of how you are going to use the money. And what is the maturity that you desire? What is the tenor that you desire? Is it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years? Some banks offer up to 7 years. That's a lot of years. But so depending on the liquidity situation your company is currently finding itself into, you really want to pay attention to the term. And what is your cash flow situation? Are you in the red? Are you constantly in the red, or are you just in the red temporarily? Do you have to deal with cyclicality and seasonality? Those are important questions that you need to have answers for. Okay. Don't rely on anybody to give you the answers. You better start thinking about what to do to actually counter the potentially negative headwinds that the market might throw at you. It's all about risk mitigation at your company level so that you can actually present a better risk profile to the lender. Okay, what is the loan amount that you're looking for, and how soon do you need the money? So if you are in a situation of urgency because you just need cash to take care of a supplier, you need to pay some inventory, you need to take care of cyclicality or seasonality. Let's say we are getting close to the holiday season. So those are things you need to pay attention to in terms of choosing your lender. So after analyzing Chase, PNC, KeyBank, and Capital One, our choice is KeyBank. So we have given KeyBank 10 over 10, Chase 9.5 over 10, PNC 9 over 10, and Capital One 8.5 over 10. We believe KeyBank actually offers a better business loan offer in terms of the loan the generosity, the customer service, the tenor of the loan, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.